All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Hawachakodash, the double honors to our apostles and elders, your great millstone, peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So just to chime in on some information that's been going out for the past few days with on the news and the things that's been happening. So as you know, Donald Trump is supposed to be inaugurated on the 20th of this month. So there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then to justify whatever legislations he's going to want to pass. And they're trying to move quick, and they're trying to really pass a lot of things all at once. So this information was shared. It was just a little Twitter, either Twitter or Instagram, one of those posts, just showing you some things that Elon Musk is saying. And mind you, Elon Musk is now on the political team of Donald Trump. It's a daily reminder, technocrat, globalist, Elon Musk is not your friend. And they just show some tweets, I'm going to say. He says here, basically he says synthetic mRNA is basically digital medicine with incredible potential. He says at some point having a Neuralink will be normal, and we know that that is a brain chip. And it says the only action needed to solve climate change is a carbon tax. Now let's see what a carbon tax is. It says a carbon tax is a government-imposed fee on greenhouse emissions such as carbon dioxide and methane from production of goods and services. So this just feeds into the whole climate change agenda, which is what the WEF is pushing for, and the WHO at the same time. And all that means is that there needs to be more control over your lives, and that you need to surrender your freedom for the greater good of the planet. This is really what they're trying to say. And including that is going to be mass self-deletions or mass deletions of people, because they have concluded that the biggest so-called carbon emitter is an actual human. They're also going after cows. They say cows are dangerous to the planet. Bees are dangerous to the planet. These are the things that they're saying because they want complete control of the planet. And they have to push these agendas to force the people, or I should say, to get the people in line and on board with the agenda, which is that you need to surrender your freedom and you need to surrender your power to the wicked elite, which is going to sit as the emperor of Rome. And you just need to be okay with that. But they have to pass legislations. They have to put it on the books first. And in order for them to put it on the books, there has to be a sequence of events. There has to be a sequence of events to justify them saying, look, we need to get things in order. So we need to bring National Guard over here. We need to enforce lockdowns and curfews and martial law. Now, how did they get to that point? Well, when they opened the border, not just in Texas, but letting all of these, what they would call immigrants from all different countries like Iran, Syria, China, all of these people over here, and giving them visas and credit cards. They're trying to cause an issue. They're causing a problem so that they can bring the solution later. And the solution later will be martial law. And these people who they call sleeper cells, which are basically people who are given tasks to do the will of the government, and they're just waiting. They got their orders. Their orders is to cause a chaos, delete some people, cause any act, so that they could push. Oh, look at this. We got terrorists on our own land. We need to pass legislations to track people, and people need for your kids to be safe. Everybody needs to be on board with this change. This change is to protect you. So we need to start tracking people. We need more surveillance. We need people to fall in line. This is all that they're doing. And it's actually getting to the point where the American people are just seeing that everything they're doing, they're setting up. Okay, people are starting to realize nothing just happens anymore. It's all orchestrated. And here's another, how do you say, angle that they're trying to come at again to enforce lockdowns.
Mask mandates are coming back in many parts of the U.S. due to concerns over a so-called quademic. Experts say a combination of flu, COVID, RSV, and norovirus after the holidays is causing a sharp increase in hospitalizations in cities such as Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. While more people getting sick after the holidays isn't new, it's happening as less people get vaccinated overall, and that's due to what some call a COVID hangover. Limited exposure and hygiene are key to preventing illness, and while more hospital mandates are returning, masking in public places largely remains a personal choice.
So once again, they're trying to bring it all back, but then they call it what? A quademic, man. Now it's 4. Oh my God, it's way worse than 4. The timing of it all. They're doing it all at the same time. They're pushing the same narrative, the same tired ass playbook. This devil, you can read right through him. I mean, you can see right through him. But what we're telling you is that according to the scriptures, this man is going to move forward with his agenda, even though you can see through it because there are the powers that be. He's going to eventually use the force of the sword to get his way, because I can tell you right now, the little mask, and people ain't going to go for it. Maybe hospitals and stuff, they may enforce it, but in the open, to get people to make them afraid of something else that's, now all of a sudden it's killing, it's dropping bodies, the increase of hospitalizations. I highly doubt that the people are actually going to go for it around this time, because there's a lot of uproars of the people, as the scripture says, Egyptians against Egyptians. There's a lot of people who are already losing so-called faith in their government. They're not going to go for it, which is just going to result to this man using the force of the sword. As he describes Esau as that in Ezekiel 35, verse 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Because that's what Esau Edom was known as. He's all about force of the sword, deceit, and his force of the sword. And he's going to resort to the force of the sword. He's going to have to, and that you definitely see him, because this hoping that people just fall in line, chances are that's not going to work anymore. But nonetheless, he has these sleeper agents. He has these people set up to cause chaos all around at the same time, so that when Trump gets in office, people will be so shooken by fear that they'll be on board with just passing this legislation to get people under control, because the only solution they're telling you is that there needs to be more surveillance. People need to be monitored. Oh, while we're at it, it's time for people to get jabs. It's time for people to switch over from eating real food. It's time for a new world government. It's time for things to be different. This is what's happening right now. And this is why we say, Lord willing, this is the last, what they would call election, but it's really a C-election. Isaiah 47:12, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be that thou should be able to profit. If so, that thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up to save thee from these things that shall come to pass, that shall come upon thee. And he's talking to Babylon, and he's saying this because this is all they know. They know left hand work and deceit. Like you had the Pope who so-called opened the portals to let demons in. All these things happening at the same time. They're trying to ramp up the chaos so that they could be justified in passing these laws and passing all these things. And the goal overall is going to be everybody microchipped. But that's going to be the final stamp. You understand? That's their final end right there. Prior to that, they're going to set up and cause more attacks to happen, more people to get sick, more people to get hospitalized, so that they can justify this, that, and the third, including martial law. They want those foreign troops over here so that they can enforce a permanent curfew, a permanent martial law around the clock. That's why they're setting up 15-minute cities. Listen, the life as you know it is about to come to an end. And we already know why. It's because in the end, this devil is upset because he's at the end of his rulership. He sees that Yahushua is coming against him. So he's fast forwarding things so that he can see his grand plan come to fruition and set himself up as a God on the earth before Yahushua comes. But it's not going to work. The Lord said that he's going to take him in his own craftiness. That's why people can already see what they're trying to do. It's like, oh, are you trying to put fear in people again? Yeah, that's not going to work. Are you trying to do this again? That's not going to work. Some people may go for it, but in the end, they're just going to resort to the sword. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Yeah. The Lord is taking them in their own craftiness. Now, anytime they do anything, right, even with the two individuals that that blew up the Tesla truck and even ran over the people have already figured out that they're linked. And by the way, that person who did the blew up the truck, he happened to be on a reality TV show in the past. So people are making the connections that these people just aren't some random people. They're handpicked by the wicked elite to do these things, which is making people lose more and more respect for their government. So you see, nothing this man does anymore is just smooth. All right. He tries to use a sleight of hand, but everybody can see through your tricks now. What good is a magician if everybody can see your tricks? Because he only has the same as tired ass playbook. This is all he has. And that's why the Lord basically made him a open book to us. And he can't do anything else. Like, he knows that, starting with the prophets, he knows that we've been calling out his grand plan through the Holy Spirit this whole time by revelation. That your grand plan is you're going to want to microchip everybody. It's already been written over 2,000 years ago that in the end you were going to try to force a microchip. And here it is. You got the prophets out there telling people that this is what the Most High wrote. This is what it means. And now they're panicking. They're just mad. They're saying, well, look, they don't have nothing else. So they're going to go through with it, even though we're telling them to their face. They're going to go through with it because they don't have anything else. This devil doesn't have any other tricks. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. He's exposed fully. His thigh has been lifted up. People no longer have remorse or respect to the people who live in the land of Israel when they want to play victim. That's gone. That's done away with. So there's years of deceit just down the drain because people can now truly see who really is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Their religion, which they're anti-messiahs. It's all coming to on the forefront. Ezekiel 3:17. This is just, basic scriptures. All of these are basic scriptures just to remind that the evil times is coming. It's already prophesied, and our job is to warn people. I was just in a grocery store yesterday, and I heard a Jake couple behind me, older couple. She said, yeah, I just really think 2025 is going to be a good year. Yep, I really do. Now, that's just a lie that our people are telling themselves because they don't want to wake up and smell the coffee or the truth of the matter. So our job is just to let you know that, yes, things are going to get worse, but it's because it's biblical prophecy. And your only protection is that you have to come back to the Lord and serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, call him by his true name, and keep his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. And you basically got to lead that Christian church. Because we are living in the end of days. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you have a chance of coming back to the Lord. That's what's the problem with Jake. Jake don't want to accept it. Jake truly just don't want to accept that we are about to meet our maker in the flesh. It's Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, job of the watchman is to push the message out and warn the wicked. Warn our people who are sinners that they have to stop eating pork, they have to stop committing adultery, they have to stop doing the things that are evil in the eyes of the Lord and start doing that which is good in the eyes of the Lord. You don't know what's good or evil? Well, that's why you got to pick up the scriptures and start reading and listening to know what's considered good or what's evil. And then you refrain yourself from doing those things, and that is considered righteousness in the eyes of the Lord. You're simply doing that which is right. We can see the writing on the wall. We know what's coming to pass via the prophecies and what's revealed to us. Our job is to relay the message to you all and to the listeners, which the scriptures tell you that this word is only going to resonate with a small portion, in particular 1/3 of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is actually going to perish, and the Lord has prepared a sword for them, and he's going to allow this devil in Esau, Edom, who's moved with wrath and moved with rage, to succeed and to putting his hands on the ungodly of Israel, as well as the other nations in the land of Babylon, which is America, and there'll be his judgment either way. But the elect, the Lord will protect his elect and their families, whomever he find worthy to be saved. Job 28:28. Unto the man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. So if you have wisdom and understanding, you have the fear of the Lord, and you depart from evil, you refrain your hand from doing that which is evil, and you do that which is good. The time is extremely short. It's short. So if you come back to the truth, you have to be serious about this and pray to the Lord that he found you worthy, and be thankful that he found you worthy to be waking up in the last hour, and that he given you time to receive this truth and be blessed by his mercy, and be, Lord willing, covered under the blood of Yahushua. And you have to call him by his true Hebrew name. His name is not Jesus. His name is Yahushua, which means he is to save. And the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh. Those names are very important and crucial and vital to your salvation moving forward in these days. Okay, so you have to do that which is right. You have to do and refrain from your evil ways, because this devil, he's pulling out the same tricks, the same old tricks. And in the end, his ultimate goal is to keep you enslaved. He does not want you to be free. So these people are going to be sighing and hoofing and poofing because they're talking about another lockdown, etc. A lot of them are going to resist. Why? Because they want to be free. They're like, look, enough's enough. And this devil is saying, no, I want you in slavery. And in the end, what he's going to do, he's going to use the force of the sword, which is how he got America in the first place, which is how he got his embassies all across the world in the first place. He's going to resort to what he knows best, which is the force of the sword, the military. And he's going to call in the UN troops, which are not Americans, to come over here and to dictate and to be a dictator over you. And these people aren't your friend. These people are from a whole nother country. They're not your neighbor. They're going to have strangers rule over you with cruelty and tyranny and by way of draconian measures. And it's all because he's mad. So the whole world is about to feel the wrath of Cain, who was reincarnated as Esau Edom, who's known as the seed of the wicked, who was the serpent in the garden. Now that his end is near, the world is about to witness his wrath. And it's going to be primarily upon Abel, upon Adam, upon the descendants of Adam, like Abel, and upon his brother Jacob, because they are the true children of the promise, the true righteous seed. And just like he did when he was Cain, he's going to just slay, because he's a murderer from the beginning and a liar. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the world is about to witness the wrath of the devil, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who was Cain, who was the serpent. The Lord has pronounced the judgment towards Esau, Edom in the end, that he would serve his brother Jacob. And he said that thou shalt live by thy sword. And in the end, what did Esau say? The days of my father at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob. And now that he has the upper hand, just like he did in slavery, all manner of evil he did to us in slavery. Why do you think he did that? Because he hates his brother and he had the upper hand. So you damn right, he's going to do everything in his heart because he hates his brother. But now he's really in charge. And since he has his foot on the earth, so to speak, he really sees that the Lord is coming down. His kingdom is at the end. The US dollar is about to collapse. He's about to have no more leverage over the world. The Lord is visiting him by way of the chariots, which are the angels. The world calls UFOs, but those are angels, bringing his whole enterprise to the end. And above all, the prophets of the Lord are out there. Our people are waking up back to who we are, that we are the true children of Israel, and we're out there prophesying against them. They see it's over for us. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull out all the stops. We're going to use every means necessary that we have. We're going to pull out our same dusty, crusty, retired handbook to push these laws and legislations by way of deceit and mischief to pass a law, as the scripture says, and we're going to exact our vengeance. And we're going to make sure, and we're just going to kill. We're going to kill Jacob. We're going to kill y'all because we know that you're next. Okay? And while I'm at it, I'm going to take the world down with me because I'm just a big sore fucking loser, because that's what Cain is. And he's about to come down with great wrath. And if you are an Israelite, you have to come back to this truth, because their only protection is going to be in the Lord in that day. That's it. Okay, so take heed to the warning. Listen to the brothers' videos. Tune in to the live streams to the brothers have, the camps, all these things. And, brace yourself for the bumpy ride ahead of us. Shalom.